Taiwan became the key stumbling block in the normalization of relations and eventual diplomatic recognition between the U.S. and China. So you had a series of communiques that the U.S. and China signed, much of which dealt with Taiwan. The United States stated that it understood, it acknowledged the Chinese position that Taiwan was a part of China. It did not challenge that position. However, it did not formally recognize that Taiwan was part of China. The U.S. position on Taiwan is that the legal status of Taiwan has yet to be determined. It's allowed Taiwan to be put on the back burner. It has allowed Taiwan to not be at the front of the U.S.-China competition. Normalization saw a basic agreement and understanding between China and the United States that traded two concepts. The Chinese discarded their notion of liberating Taiwan by force in favor of a policy of peaceful unification as a first priority. That didn't mean that they would absolutely never use force if necessary, but our priority is peaceful unification. That was a shift. The U.S., by its part, said we uphold the one China policy. We acknowledge the Chinese position on this. We will have only unofficial relations with Taiwan. We will not regard Taiwan as a strategic location for the United States. Those two assurances now are eroding on both sides. And that is what's creating the problem over Taiwan. Taiwan is ultimately not a military question. For China, Taiwan is fundamentally a political issue. It's an issue to do with the legitimacy of the nation, the defense of the integrity of the Chinese state. When you threaten the idea of unification by saying, for example, that Taiwan needs to remain permanently separate from China, or Taiwan should be recognized as a sovereign, independent nation like any other nation, you are fundamentally posing to the Chinese the idea that you want to separate Taiwan permanently from China. That political question is absolutely key. The Chinese would look at that as the United States throwing out the one China policy, treating Taiwan as a sovereign, independent nation, and treating it as a security ally, all of which goes against the commitments and the agreements that we reached with China at the time of normalization, all of them.